Whew, hello, and welcome to The Cup TV, part of The Cup Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spit the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know to hit me up. And I'm currently just drinking some water because hydration is important. But if I was drinking anything else, I would probably be drinking it out of my mug. Ooh, not that. Panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup
Cup,
mugs.
cup, 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 cup. Mug. I tried. I tried. I tried.
This is why I send you away for a while, Logan. I mean, I told the
Wow.
people that I sent you away yesterday because I wanted to go double check the cost of more people because the bombshells this week they were alright. They were alright, but
We'll
they
talk
didn't come.
about them.
We'll
I'm
talk
not
about
mad.
I'm not mad. They were all right, but they didn't come in bombshelling like I wanted them to come in bombshelling. So I needed you to go back and make sure the cost of people knew
Yeah.
what their job was and was ready
And
to take the job. And
and I'm
so,
happy to say that several new bombshells are entering the villa and
period.
Casa Amor
Period. But
in three
let's
days. Two
two days
days
now.
now.
We'll talk about it. I have all of that.
I
I have all of that ready. But you can get your cup mug at LanaCheeseCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So there are no excuses. Period. Get your cup merch.
Sorry, I got a text about the cost of more people.
Okay, cool.
I'm just once again double checking that they are, from what I know, and I'm very excited to hear Maura Higgins talk to me tonight about it. From what
Mm-hmm.
I know, I'm very excited about these cost of more people. But yes, hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Yes, I was off for a few days. I needed to make sure Casa Amor was all set. It's still very hot in Fiji, so I, dressed accordingly today. I feel like one of the gym bros. Or I feel like I could rip my shirt off at any moment, like the challenge. Honestly,
Flex.
I don't.
Flex.
I like this shirt though, so
No,
I'll
don't
keep
do
it.
that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I'm drinking some coffee. We are doing a morning recording today, and I like coffee, and Lord knows I need it today. So, we just got some sugar-free hazelnut in here. Nothing super major, nothing groundbreaking by any means of the imagination. But what was groundbreaking was this episode of Love Island. And also, last episode of Love Island, which I was not here to talk about, but oh boy, was it exciting.
It was very exciting. But before we jump into it, and I know we want to get right into it,
Yes.
hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you know see us. We're here every single time an episode drops. We're here the next day to talk about it. So if you don't ever want to miss any of our Love Island content, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be all caught up if you aren't caught up. We'll catch you up. And we're going to be here for Big Brother. We just wrapped up the GOAT. We got other shows coming. So you want to hit that notification bell. And we are part of a network. So we have 3 other channels that you could go and subscribe to if you're a fan of drag or drag race, if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, or if you're a fan of WWE Wrestling, we have channels for you. All you need to do is go to our description box, hit the link tree. All of those links will be in there. You can click, subscribe, follow, share, do all of the things to show you appreciate us because we appreciate you. You can
We do.
also follow. We can also follow our audio podcast link so you know if you need to listen to us on the go, you can do that as well. And you can join our membership page. Our Patreon link will be in the description, in that description, so you can join and get early access to content across all 4 channels and exclusive content across all 4 channels. We're working on getting our exclusive content built up for all the channels. I know for Ringside, we got some things coming up that we want to include into the exclusive content and here on TV as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that
We
together. And I know
might I'm pitching to Lana as we speak, y'all. I do really kind of now want to go back and watch old seasons of Love Island. So that might be probably not a Patreon exclusive, but it'll definitely be early access at the very least for Patreon if we do it. So I just think that would be fun because I'm really remembering how much I love watching straight people fall apart.
I mean, as I told Logan, you feel free to do that and enjoy in doing that. So I hope they have a great time going back and rewatching.
Lana. Okay, here's what I'll say. If there are comments, if people are commenting, if there are seasons of Love Island, I would say either UK, because I actually think the UK one is interesting, or US that you want to see us cover. And by us, I probably mean me, but if you want to see us cover them, let us know in the comments. Maybe I can convince Lana. I don't know.
I mean, I just think it would be fun. Convince me. You all would have to convince me, not Logan. Logan can't convince me because I'm not going to do it. But if you all can say you want me personally to go and watch some Love Island, and refill those, then maybe.
Because I want to watch. I want to watch Imani's season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch Imani's season, Zeta's season. Like, they might be the same season. I honestly don't know. But, like, I just think that'd be fun.
Sure, it might be fun. I don't know. I personally am not, like, super stoked to go back and watch. I like to live in the moment, live in the present, live in the now. But...
Or we go back and do this season of Love Island UK when it drops on Peacock for us. Maybe. Actually, I've heard this series is not that great, so maybe not.
I heard this season is not that great. I heard this one is not the best.
But I will also say, if you're a fan of Love Island and related shows, we do, hopefully, fingers crossed, have some more shows coming to the Cup TV along those lines.
Yes.
So
more dating shows. Who knows?
Bachelor Nation, I see you. We're coming. We're coming. That's all I'll say. We're coming for you, Bachelor Nation. So
we'll see what happens. But yeah, do all of those things, support all the channels, support, and we appreciate that. But let's get into what we all came here to see and talk about, and that is Love Island episode 16. And it was crazy. It was wild. We start off where we left off with the confrontation of Leah with Rob and Liv, and the fallout from that was wild.
Can I comment on that for a brief second, Lana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was live tweeting basically to Lana last night about the episode that just happened. Both of them, because I watched both of them back to back. And we have very different perspectives on the entire Rob and Leah scenario, which I think is very fun, because it's honestly very rare for the two of us to have. And I wouldn't say our opinions are completely differing, because we both do agree that neither of them look great in this scenario.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's so interesting that you've naturally fallen a bit more on the Leah side of things. I've naturally fallen a little bit more on the Rob side of things. Not that I'm pro either of them, because honestly, I want them both out of the villa as soon as possible, because I can't stand either of them. Mm-hmm. But I find it so interesting that that's kind of where we fell. But I mean, the winner of the last episode was Liv. Liv, and I told you, Lana, and I'll tell the audience here, Liv secured my stand card with the way that she went about this argument with Leah.
Mm-hmm.
It was there. I was holding it. It's there. I've got 3 right now. Mm-hmm. For me, it's Liv, it's Janae, and it's Cordell. Like, those are my 3. Kendall is a very close 4th, because I do still really like Kendall, and we'll talk about Kendall in this episode because it made me like him more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for being brought into the conversation and then accosted, I think is the right word to use, in the way that she was by Leah, I love the way Liv handled everything. Just being point blank, like, this is how it is. You cannot take these words and twist them in the way that you have. I'm not, and I love that Liv also was like, I'm not against you, I'm with you, but I'm also not going to sit there and lie for you because that's not the kind of person that I am, and that's not the kind of friend I am. And I was like, the next time they do an All-Stars, Love Island Games, whatever, if Liv is single, get this woman back on my TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Her and Janae already, I'm like, if they are single by the next All-Stars or Love Island Games cycle, I beg the Love Island gods to bring them both back. Because they are both such great entertainment in vastly different ways. And I didn't think I would enjoy Liv as much as I am now. Like, I thought Liv came out of it really, really great. And then the reconciliation in the morning, I also thought, I was really happy to see it.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I don't feel like, number one, Rob should ever feel the need or have the audacity to question not even question, but to get mad or yell at Leah for anything that she's done, because everything that she's done has been radioactively from what you did. Like, retrospectively, you caused all of this. You caused all of this because you weren't honest, and you weren't honest yourself with her about your feelings and how you felt about her. If he would have been honest, and she was having a human reaction of pettiness. Yes. Was it petty? Absolutely. Was it a reaction to his actions? Absolutely. It's cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. What you did caused this girl to go this way because you couldn't be honest and tell her that you had feelings for somebody else until you had to make a whole big show about it. Like, you can't be crying and jumping in pools one day and then looking at her the next day like, sorry. And then you leave and dump up with somebody. Like, you can't do that to somebody and expect them to be like, oh, okay, I forgive you. I would never say anything bad about you. And here's the thing. Everything that they're saying was true. Nobody was lying. They just didn't they weren't saying it the way you wanted them to say it. Like, did Leah ever say anything bad to Andrea about Rob directly? No. Did Leah say things in the room loud enough where Andrea could hear them about Rob bad? Absolutely. She was in the makeup room and say things, and Andrea be in there and she hear it. But she didn't go up directly and say, hey girl, Andrea, Rob is this, Rob is that, Rob is. So did she lie about that? No, she didn't directly go say anything to Andrea bad about Rob. And she didn't go directly to Rob and say anything bad about Andrea. No, never did. She never said that. Did she try to take a back seat in the conversation? A little bit. She said her piece, and she said, let's vote. So I don't think she was driving the bus, but she was definitely made her points clear on why she thought Andrea should go, which is what everybody was supposed to do in that conversation. Janae was already out of there was no question with Janae. She wasn't going. So it was only between Nicole and Andrea. So everybody gave their points to why they felt like the other person should go. Do I think that was wrong of her? No. That was what you had to do. That was the decision that had to be made. And everybody had to make the decision. Where I thought Leah went wrong was trying to act like to Rob that she didn't really had nothing to do with it.
And that's what I have the biggest issue with.
And it was like, it wasn't a girl's decision. And she didn't own the decision. Like, we all made it. We all stuck to it. It is what it is.
If she had owned it in that way, I don't think any of this superfluous information honestly would have gotten out there. Because if she had just been honest with Rob, been honest with Connor, been honest with a lot of people, I hope to God she's going to be honest with her new connection. We'll talk about it because the new couple is interesting for sure. But that's just my biggest issue with Leah in this entire scenario. I do absolutely agree with what you're saying. I also think Rob's reaction was also emotions. I'm not going to say that either of their emotions are not valid, because they are, just because humans feel emotions, whatever. Neither of them handled this the way that they were supposed to, and it took Liv being brought into the argument and the scuffle for it to really just get dissolved. And I hope that we don't continue to see more of this, because I honestly don't care about this drama anymore, because I genuinely don't like either of these people. So
I was so ready for. I was thankful that they just closed that chapter in that relationship. Like, there's no way they can get back together. Like, I don't want them to ever think about getting back together ever again, because they're so toxic and bad for each other. And I do agree with you. If Leah would have just been honest with everybody from the get go, she should have been honest. As much as I don't like it, she should have been honest with Connor and told him she didn't like him, because she wasted his time, because he could have been talking to other people.
Leah made me feel bad for Connor in this episode, and we'll talk about it. I understand, Lana. You don't need to shake your head at me like that. I understand completely. I get it. I don't like what he did to Janae either.
There is no bone in my body to make me ever feel bad for this man. I don't care what anybody do, because he deserved everything he did. When you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And he got stupid prizes because he didn't have to do it that way to Janae. All he had to do was tell her the truth, just like he was begging Leah to tell him the truth. So that's my thing. I'm like, I can't feel bad for you when you did the same thing you accusing this girl of doing. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
It makes sense completely.
It's like, baby, you did the same thing to somebody else in less than 48 hours ago. And you want me now to feel bad for you because the person you ended up snaking this girl out for has turned around and did the exact same thing to you. My boy.
Yeah.
The only difference is, in this scenario, you couldn't get rid of the person you wanted to go. Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
And I get it. If people want to feel bad for that man, you, by all means, please do. You have the right to do it. You have the right to feel a smidge, a lot, a whole lot, all the sympathy in the world for him. Me, I have no bad bone in my body for that man. I feel nothing but glee and joy, and I'm kicking my feet and laughing, and we'll continue talking about that why. But
please do.
He after we get through that conversation and Rob ends it with Leah, she's hurt. Serena and Janae come over. I appreciate Serena and Janae coming over for Leah because they are friends. And Serena is like, we need to just calm this down and we need to figure this thing out, because I do understand why she's like, what we're not going to do is just all gang up on her while we're sitting here, because it did look like she brought Liv over to have her back, but Liv was like, we're going to be honest. I'm going to have your back, but we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
And it looked like the gang up happened, but it wasn't a gang up. It was really just Leah just got caught. Leah just got caught.
And I appreciate Serena and Janae going over and not instigating.
Right.
I mean, they are both very lovely, classy women, so I wouldn't have expected
it. And Kayla did well too in this too, even though
Kayla did, yeah.
Even though weirdo Aaron was trying to keep her away from the situation, like, no, don't go over there.
She is directly involved in this discussion. I'm like,
what you trying to
honestly at this point too, I'm like, Kayla, please find someone in Casa more.
I want that whole situation to blow the freak up. I just need them to blow up. I'm not a fan of Kayla and Aaron together. I think Aaron is a weirdo, and I think he'd rather be with Rob more than he want to be with Kayla at this point. So I'm like, and I think she might be so in deep that she might not even try to look for somebody, but I think he might get his head turned because I don't think he's that into it.
At this point, I feel like they are a lock for the final. They're probably going to get like second or third. They're going to try working out in the real world, and then probably like 6 months in, Aaron's going to be like, I can't do this anymore, and he's going to go back to working on a boat. Like, that's honestly where I see it. I see Kaylor coming back for a future, like, Love Island All-Stars or something. Like, that's genuinely, like, and here's the thing. I agree with you on Erin. I do like Kaylor, though. There's something about her personality that I find very fun. We're not seeing a whole lot of her anymore because, like, she's not really, this episode was, I think, the most we've seen Kaylor in the last week, honestly. Like, every once in a while, we'll get, like, one confessional from her in an episode. And I get it. She's in the most secure couple in the villa right now. They don't need to show them. I get it, because it's an hour program 5 days a week. Like, I understand why they're not showing Kaylor. But every time she pops up, I like her.
I like her. I like Kaylor. I think Erin is going to ruin their chances. I think Erin has turned off the people to them. I think they could end up in the bottom. As of this
for this,
even if it's least compatible, I just think people just don't want to vote for them. It has nothing to do if they think they're compatible or not. I just think people don't want to vote for them because Erin is such a weirdo.
I honestly could see that happening.
But I don't think they're going to go. But I just think they could be in the bottom.
That's what I was going to say. I hope they're in the bottom to prevent people for, like, Serena and Janae and Cordell from being in the bottom, and Liv. Let's be honest, and Liv. Like, I would like to see that to protect some of the people that I really, really do like, because we'll talk about it. I'm worried for one of my faves. I'm very, very worried for one of my faves. Not both of them now.
No.
But or of the three of them, I am only worried about one. Okay. So.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yes. But yes, the aftermath of this, I drink every time someone sleeps in soul ties this season, because we're 2 weeks in and we've already had 3 times.
3 times.
4 different people have slept in soul ties.
Yeah. Well,
because Leah and Serena the first time, Rob did, and then Janae did this time.
4 different people slept in soul ties. It's
4 different people on 3 occasions. I'm like,
wow.
I get it. Soul ties looks really comfortable. I would love to be in soul ties.
I would want to sleep in soul ties. Like, I would love.
Lana, do you want to go camp out in soul ties sometime?
Absolutely. Great. We have to make a fort though, because I need to make sure the bugs don't get on me.
100%. The way that they had the fort set up here, I was like, oh, that's really, really cute. I enjoy that.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But that aftermath happened. Rob goes to the dock to cool off. Connor's there. They talk. Whatever. They're bonding over their Leah hate now at this point. So it's like, ugh, whatever.
I found it weird too, because, like, Miguel was also there, and I was like, I'm like, when the fuck did Miguel show up in this? I genuinely, in the Leah scenario, I was like, when the fuck did Miguel show up in this episode? Like,
it was weird.
Okay. And then they have their resolution the next morning.
They do. We do. We have Leah. And I love that at first Leah was like, Liv, come in, you go talk. And Liv was like, I would rather do it in front of, so nothing gets, and so Serena and Kayla was like, we were all part of it. Let's all go out and discuss this. I love that.
I loved this moment.
Yes.
Because everyone was explaining, this is the first time since, like, day 2 that I've liked Leah. And I'm like, finally, Leah. All I wanted to see from Leah was a little bit of accountability. I still want to see it from Rob. I still want to see a little bit of that from Rob. I don't think we're ever going to get it.
No.
But this made me appreciate Leah a little bit more, and I really haven't been, because she was just like, yeah, I take accountability for everything. Like, there's definitely a communication error here. That's what happened. And backseat. Drink every time they said backseat.
We'd be dead.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But
drink water
in this conversation too.
Drink water every time they say backseat. That's
literally that part.
Because you can't drink.
Yeah, but I love that Leah was just like, I'm gonna be really like, I'm gonna take accountability for this communication error. And I love that Liv was like, my intention was not to hurt you. My intention was not to blindside you. I stand by everything I said, because that's what I felt in that moment. And that's, the feelings I have on this entire situation.
Say not calling her a compulsive liar. She was like, I didn't mean to call you a compulsive liar. That was something that I shouldn't have said. But Serena and Leah heard her say delusional, which she did say delusional compulsive
She
liar.
did say delusional, yeah.
She did say delusional compulsive liar, but she didn't remember her saying it. And you know what? It happens. But she did apologize for calling her a compulsive liar because she was like, that's not fair. I shouldn't have said that. That was in the heat of the moment. Yeah, I appreciate that, the resolution. What I didn't appreciate was the boys being weird, standing underneath them, trying to hear their conversation, eavesdropping. Tell them what they say, what they say. And then walk off talking about some, ain't nothing but a whole bunch of BS being spewed around there. No, it's actually called resolving an issue that was had, and they figured out where the issues were, and they corrected those.
Because
but you don't want to hear it
properly.
Because they're adults. They want to act like adults, and they want to actually do things. So it was weird. It was very weird, but I did love that they resolved it, and it was squashed and buried, and we move. The boys are working out as usual. Everybody's like, "Oh, Ron, look at that. He's cute. That's body. That's all right." And then Kenny gets a text, and the text is saying that it's time to go do this challenge, show off your muscles and flex. And I was like, all right, a bro challenge. But you know what? I wasn't mad at this because I feel like all the women's challenges that they have to do are always so catty and mean. And so I was glad that the boys had to get the same challenges where they had to be.
And very slutty. The girls' challenges are always like the sluttiest, but I absolutely agree with you. I'm like, let's objectify men for once. Thank you.
Let's do that. Absolutely.
I definitely enjoyed it.
I really
had a lot of fun objectifying these men.
Absolutely. I was like, look at, work those muscles, baby. Work those.
And I think, I know that the winner of this does not matter for anything whatsoever, ever. But like, I did agree with the winner because I love I love Cordell. Oh, I love Cordell so much. That man is camp. That man is camp. And that's why I love him so much, because he's so funny. He's funny when he means to be, and he's funny when he doesn't mean to be. And that is a very difficult thing to have, especially as a presumably straight man. I'm never going to directly assume, based on the fact that you haven't gone after any of the bros, I'll say straight. But
yeah, I'm going to say he's more,
you never know.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm not, and this is not me assuming that he might be bisexual or something. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. I'm just saying, on Love Island now, the fact that they've been very open about, some of the Love Island franchises have been more open about casting people that are not exclusively straight. I'm like, you never know with someone, but also, I feel like if he was some form of queer, we would have already seen him try to get at Kendall or something. I don't
know. I just feel like watching this was so funny. I mean, it started out, they had to stay at the front and pick up this dumbbell and flex, and then go down the pole, and then get on the shake thing and make a protein shake and drink it. And then they had to put baby oil on themselves and rub it in their chest. And then they had to go jump into an ice bath, and then pick their girl that they want to kiss and take them to the sauna and kiss them. All that stuff happened. I'm just saying, I enjoyed this very much. Like you said, objectifying men is great. When all of the other competitions seem to objectify the women, I feel like Turnabout is fair play, and we got to see some deliciousness happening, because I will just say my highlights of the guys who actually kind of ate it up for me, because Miguel, when he came down that pole and when he held on that pole and was staying straight out, I was like, oh, hey. And then who else kind of made me go, ooh.
I wonder if it's the same one, because I had two and one was Miguel. Well, other than Cordell, who I thought should have won.
Cordell coming down that pole was kind of sexy. I was like, oh, he Magic Mike in this. He is
Cordell making
really
out with Serena in the sauna was hot. I was like,
he
I
was
am so sorry.
wait, and Janae was like, y'all were so black in there. And I was like,
I
I died. She's like, not y'all in the sauna twerking and kissing at the same
I
time.
thought no, I thought that the subtitle was wrong. So I
No,
literally
she said,
rewound it and I was like, no, she actually said that. Thank
no,
you.
she said
Because
y'all are
Love
so black.
Island,
And I was like,
I, I do love Love Island, but Love Island is very notoriously white. So I was like, thank you for bringing your fabulous blackness into this show because it's so good.
They were so unapologetic about themselves, and I loved it. And Janae was like, "I'm gonna call y'all on y'all blackness,"
And that's why
great.
I think a lot of that is why I love Janae and Cordell and Serena so much. Is just like because we don't always get a lot of diversity on Love Island. They're good about it, but I don't think we get. And I will just at least say from my perspective, the limited watching that I've done, I don't feel like they cast a lot of darker skinned Black people, and I really love that this season has. If we've had 5. And I'm like, that's absolutely incredible. And I just appreciate the amount of diversity we're seeing. There could always be more. There are a lot of demographics that are not frequently like where are some of our Asian American contestants? Where are some of our Indigenous contestants? Like I would like there's room to grow, but I love the diversity that we do see.
Yeah. Because usually if we're going to get them, we're going to get light-skinned Black people. And it's like, okay.
Yes, yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
But also what we are seeing is that Black is not a monolith. Like everybody is not going to act the same. And you got some very much very Janae-like people who are very well traveled, very well cultured, who has experienced things, who's not the typical, and Serena and Cordell, even though there are, different in an aspect of who they are, it's still more like a down homish kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, so I think Janae is very bougie, but there ain't nothing wrong with no bougie Black because baby, that's great too. I love bougie Black.
It.
I can be bougie Black, but I can also be down hood, gutter rat, hood, if you need to be. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Like I love the all the aspects of Blackness, and so I love seeing it when it's done unapologetically on TV. That's just me. Definitely. But I also love seeing all that on everybody's diversity.
Exactly.
Like I want to see everybody because nobody is a monolith. There's no white person to say. All white people aren't the same. All Hispanic people are not the same.
Not all white people are the same.
No, all Asian people aren't the same. We all have different layers and levels, and I love seeing everybody just being who they are and proud of it.
And to circle back to Bachelor Nation, we're about to have our first Asian American Bachelorette, which I think is absolutely incredible. I'm so excited. And that's a lot of the reason why I wanted to get back into it, honestly, is I think Jen is a lovely girl. Did not expect her to get picked, but I'm very excited for that. And I'm excited to see her story get amplified, which I'm going to already assume is going to resonate a lot with a lot of Asian people around the world. So I'm very, very excited for her. So,
I mean, I know how we felt when we saw Rachel the first Black Bachelorette get picked, and it was like, oh my God, this has never happened. And then
even Matt James as the first Black lead. He's not a good human.
He's not a good human, but
who I guess picked the right person for him, but it explains a lot. But yes, getting those things, I remember Bachelor Nation's reaction, and a lot of people were like, I finally feel truly seen on this show. Because they'd always been pretty good about the diversity.
I mean, but then we always get home first. They just get you get the Black people in the cast, or you get the other people in the cast, and then they'll send them home first because that's just not their preference. That's just not what it is. So it's like we've been on the show, but we just haven't succeeded in the show.
And I am all happy for everyone that falls in love, white people that fall in love, all of it. But like, as a white person, I would love to get a little bit of an insight and understanding into how, you know, people that don't look like me negotiate and travel through the world that is finding love. Like, I think those stories are so interesting, and that's why I, not to get on a diversity tangent, which I guess I have now, but like, I love seeing it. That's really all my point. But okay, who was your other person that worked you up? Because for me, it was Miguel and one other person besides Cordell, because I thought Cordell was just dumb and camp and wonderful. But I'm curious if it's the same one.
Actually, it's two for me.
Okay.
It was Kenny, because those abs are nice. Those abs are real, real nice. That Dominican abs just.
I like those abs for Janae. Also,
I do. I kind of do.
I do.
And the other one was Nigel. Shocker to me was Nigel. I didn't think Nigel was good. I didn't think he was going to be so like into it, and I did have a moment where I thought Rob looked kind of sexy up there too. My favorite part with Rob
didn't look bad.
When he picked up the dumbbell and threw it in the air and then caught it with one hand, it was like,
and obviously it was a fake one, but it's still like, it was very impressive still. It was like,
so cute. And so when he was giving the eyes and he was looking like, I was like, okay, Rob.
So
look, here's the thing. I see it with Rob. I understand why the girlies flock to Rob.
He's a mysterious, objectively speaking, attractive man.
Yes.
Like, I get it.
I get it. Who was the other one for you?
The other one for me was Kendall, actually.
Okay.
Even though he got the shady question, and so then I felt really bad for him. But I really liked what Kendall also. I just like funny guys. Is what I'm saying. Really. I just thought he added so much personality to it. Where like some of the hot guys, like sure there was personality, but like,
right.
I am very similar to Nicole, honestly, in that. Or no, I'm very similar to both Nicole and especially Cassidy, who I want to talk about at length. I'll put a pin in that. Where Cassidy was like, I don't really honestly have a type. Right. Personality sells it for
the
me.
Deal. Absolutely.
The looks will reel me in, but the personality seals the deal. And when she said that, I was like, girl, I'm holding. I'm holding. I didn't know I had this many stand cards, Lana. But I like her. I made some duplicates. I made some copies. I really, really like her. I want to dive into it more once we finish the game, because then she pops up a little bit more. But yeah, for me, the other one was Kendall, but I thought everyone did good. And honestly, Aaron's wasn't all that it wasn't all that bad.
I think Aaron's was the worst out of everybody, because honestly, I think Connor did really good too. As much as I thought
Connor was really, really good.
I was like, okay, Connor, I see you. Like Connor,
did we miss anyone?
No, we talked about everybody.
No,
I think Connor is not, like I said, Connor's not an ugly dude. Connor has moments where he's sitting somewhere and he's looking, and I'm like, oh, dang, Connor, you are kind of fine.
Oh, but his body is very nice to look at. I just don't want to hear things come out of his mouth. But like, he is nice to look at.
It has some moments where he's looking, and I'm like, oh, there's that dopey look. I don't like that.
Right.
But then he has other looks when he's giving those smoldering eyes, and I'm like, oh, dang, Connor, okay, stop looking at me like that. But
right.
But I think everybody did fun. I did appreciate them giving it to Cordell. I think he was the most fun and most camp, and he looked good doing it. Like you said, he's funny when he's trying to be, and he's funny when he's not trying to be.
When he ripped his shirt off and then was grinding before he went on the pole, I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. Like, huh?
I mean, him with the hair already. I'm already like
with the hair. That is honestly like, he was attractive with the braids, definitely. But there is something about just seeing his natural hair and the way that it's just like it makes him hotter for me. Like, I have to say,
it really does.
I think it has for Serena too, which I think is why he probably like, he was like, I need to do like probably maintenance or something. I was like, let me take it out, and then I think Serena honestly pretty liked it, and she was like, wait a minute,
don't put the braids back in.
No, you don't have to.
I feel like I think Cordell was like that type of person. He looked so good with his hair down, But I
No.
feel like if he put his hair in cornrows, I might salivate.
Oh,
I might
yeah.
salivate. If he did
Yeah.
I might be like, oh, because
Oh, yeah.
and put on a band. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I might salivate a little
Yeah.
because there's something about a man in cornrows to me that I just like.
It's gotta be it's weird for me because I think most guys that I've seen with cornrows are very attractive. For me, it's a specific kind of face shape. Like if you have a more rounder face, I feel like it looks better. I don't know. That might just be me.
Okay, I've seen so many guys put on cornrows, and I know this is probably gonna sound very bad, maybe a little bit racist to some people. I
Ooh.
don't like white guys in cornrows. I only want to see black
Oh
guys in
no,
cornrows.
absolutely not. Oh,
I,
absolutely not. I only
I,
want to see black guys in
I only
cornrows.
want to see
Absolutely.
black guys in cornrows, and they have to have those sleepy eyes like Cordell has, because it's
Sure.
something about the sleepy eye and the cornrows that I just kind of love. And no disrespect to black white guys, if y'all want to do cornrows, you do it. It's just not my zhuzh. Like I didn't even like it when Justin Timberlake did it, and I'm a huge Justin Timberlake fan. I ain't like it when he did it, so I don't want. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. But it's just I think he would look so. Like I said, I just want to grease the scalp. I know I said
Yeah.
that before. I just want to grease the scalp. But
But
we gotta move. We
okay,
gotta move.
so I'm gonna take the pin out of Cassidy because here we
Yes.
see Cassidy and Nicole were the ones that were really, really struggling with the decision against two different people that they were gonna pick. And Cassidy, like other women in this villa, is now deciding basically between Rob and Connor. I have to say, I liked her with Miguel. I hope maybe that they pursue that in the future. Like
I wouldn't
especially
mind that.
because then it would mean that Rob and
Yeah.
Leah would go home, and that makes me
Right.
happy. But I just think there is something so grounding about her presence. And like she already feels, because when Liv came in, she was pretty quickly adopted into, the girls because she was the only bombshell. She was the first and she was the only, and they kind of just like brought her in very naturally. I don't feel like they did that with both Nicole and Andrea. They did it with Nicole eventually.
Yes.
But I like how seamlessly Cassidy is fitting into the villain narrative right now. Like I think she's very entertaining to watch.
Yes.
Because like literally her first night was all of the big drama situation. And for her to fit into these conversations, obviously she's seen some of it because they do brief them on like who's in the villa. But like I appreciate that she kind of just like seamlessly fit in and be like, yeah, like, and just being supportive of everybody involved in everything. I also really loved the conversation while the girls that were involved in the Andrea vote out were talking that morning. I love it was Nicole, Janae, and Cassidy, and they were having like a really positive and uplifting conversation. I was like, I love this too. Like I just think her presence was very necessary, and I think we're gonna see Cassidy for a while, whether she sticks with her current new couple or not. I hope she doesn't, but that's just my bias. I think we're gonna see Cassidy for a while.
Yeah.
Like I think Cassidy's one of the girls that's either gonna make the finale or make it very, very close.
Right. I wouldn't mind seeing Cassidy stick around because I do enjoy her as well. I do agree with you. She just fit in very seamlessly. And I think it was all because of timing and how before Andrea just didn't. Like Cassidy didn't come in like Andrea, and I think a lot of people said it. I don't know if it was online or people were just like, I feel like Andrea came in and was like, she was very too happy and too eager to steal Rob from Leah that it just turned people off. And it was like she didn't put in the effort and the work to
talk to anybody,
fit in with anybody but the person she was with.
I was gonna say the only people she ever really talked to were Rob and Nicole. And obviously
Nicole, and only Nicole
because
they came in together. That's the only reason. I feel
I think the other reason we might be seeing Cassidy get so quickly like usurped into the group is because she's the only woman that came in this bombshell group. So I feel like that might have something to do with it, where it's like, oh, it's only one person. Like she's kind of fitting some of the puzzle pieces, like the missing puzzle pieces that we had with the relationships in the villa. But I like her. I hope she can find something better than Rob. Like, I just don't like Rob. I don't know that I like them together yet either, but
we do, after they get back from the challenge, they all have their talks and what they like. Kendall and Rob has to talk because Rob apparently is butthurt about what Kendall said in the challenge, because Kendall's question was, which boy do you find most untrustworthy? And Kendall put Rob. And Rob was instantly mad. What do you mean? What the fuck, Kendall? What? And Kendall was like,
there's no other person that Kendall could have put justification on.
Right.
Other than like maybe Kenny or Nigel.
You put the new guys, I'm like, because I don't know you all yet. So
yeah, that probably would have been the right way to go about it. It just wouldn't have been great for like the new bombshell guys, but
right. My thing is this, Rob, you've been in all the drama that has happened in this house. Mm-hmm. All the drama that's happened, you've been involved in it. And it's a lot of, like he said, it's a lot of he said, she said, and we don't all know what the truth is, because as he said, she said, and whatever's happening in the middle of the truth, we don't know what that is. So I'm like, Rob, you talking about Leah being petty and immature and like, this is what you gonna get mad about? And like, he was really mad, like really mad. And I was like, man up, stop being stop being so like he was just like, oh man, why would you say that? Why would I haven't lied to you once, dude? What do you not to me, but to other people maybe. I don't know.
It felt like he was answering on behalf of the villa as opposed to giving his like actual answer.
Yeah.
That's just it. I thought I don't like the way Rob handled this either, honestly. Like I just don't think
such a baby.
I think like
he's such
Can
a
we
baby.
Move on? Can we move on? I don't want
because they have their conversation and they squash it, and even though he was still mad, they squashed it. I'm like, whatever, Rob, move on.
You're dealing with the person that's probably going to cause the least drama in this kind of scenario, because Kendall is like just a really nice guy,
right?
So
it is what it is. So then Janae gets a text to let everybody know that
she got a text.
There will be a recoupling tonight, and one of the boys will be dumped from the island. Hashtag who runs the world?
Girls.
Girls.
But I was just like, why? Like, I know that they're supposed to have these canned, shocked reaction situations because it's TV. But I'm like, all y'all should have been expecting a recoupling.
We had
I thought it would have been. Yeah, I thought it would have been, you know, another like day or so, because it does feel very, very early for the bombshells. But we're just at the part of the season now where they just start bringing in people like nonstop. Basically,
gotta move.
So,
right. It was,
and so
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so this whole situation ends up being like, oh, Cassidy has 2 people to pick. Nicole has 2 people to pick. What the fuck are Liv and Janae gonna do? Like, who is Leah gonna couple up with? Because it sure as hell is not gonna be Rob, and it sure as hell is not gonna be Connor. So, yeah, I think we got, I was like, I don't have really anything to talk about before the recoupling, but we certainly
do. Oh, we do. Because Miguel has let his intentions be known that he's been feeling Leah for a while now.
And he also, was it this episode or the last episode where he, like, it was a very quick comment as they were going to bed, where he was like, I am attracted to you sexually, but I don't know if it can move beyond that.
Okay, that was last episode where he told.
That was last episode.
He told Liv that. And Liv was
that felt like such a drop. And that's why I'm worried for Liv, because all of her like big relationship moments feel like they're just like drop in the bucket moments.
Mm-hmm.
Including the conversation she had with Nigel this episode. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm worried now. Don't get rid of Liv.
Right. It's very, I'm nervous for her as well, because I'm like,
she's the one of my faves that I am 100% worried. I almost voted for Liv. We'll talk about it, but I almost voted for Liv because I am just very worried for Liv.
I understand why you would be worried, because
but
yeah. I am too. But we do have our recoupling. Oh well, Miguel.
Oh wait, no. So Miguel is like, well, I'm not feeling Liv. I've been feeling Leah for a while.
Yes.
I was like, we're not skipping over this, Lana, because I want to talk about
that's where I started, but then you started talking about being nervous.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. What I want to say is we have to talk about the softcore porn that Miguel and Leah produced in this conversation, because they just start talking. And Miguel, this is the calmest I've seen Miguel. Because Miguel has been like, go, 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 flirt, 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 boom, 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 with all of his conversations so far. And this, I felt like this is the first time we saw Miguel's personality. And it wasn't like what he had up, because he started joking. He was like, ooh, I love the tea. Like, I really liked Miguel in this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I like Miguel. I think Miguel has come in and done what he was supposed to do. He talked to literally everybody. He has pretty much kissed almost everybody at this point. It's just like he came in and did what he had to do. I do think that he was showing his personality a lot more, but like they had a moment where nobody was in that outside. It was just those two, and so
where was everyone else?
Everybody else was in the villa, and I didn't know what was going on, but everybody else had seemed to be in the villa, and it was just Miguel and Leah outside.
Were they all still cleaning up from the challenge or something? Because it was after we come back.
I think they were changing and cleaning up, but everybody was away from.
And neither of them wear that much clothing, so it took no time at all for them to.
I mean, and I feel like they might have been the first people in the showers, and so they were the first people to change and get back out there, and everybody else was still in there, talking and doing whatever.
Right.
So it was just interesting that they had that moment where they could just sit there and talk and be themselves. This was the calmest, like you said, the calmest we've seen Miguel, but this was like the realest we've seen Leah in a moment too. Like she was very much like not.
This moment, I was like, oh, is this like, Leah?
Is this right? And I was like,
I feel like we were meeting Leah for the first time.
Yeah, it was very much like, oh, okay, and I wasn't mad at it. I was very much like, okay. And so they talked, they joked, and he was like, she mentioned that she didn't know who Rob would go for if he liked Cassidy or Liv. And he was like, you think she liked Liv? He was like, I don't know. He did kiss her first, which I thought was very sweet. When Rob went to do his thing and he kissed Liv on the cheek and then went to take Cassidy. I thought that was very sweet of him to do that, because he was like, this is my friend. I want to show you I appreciate you having my back. Whatever.
Because at that point, I don't think she had been picked yet. Because they didn't.
No.
I don't know if you noticed, they didn't show them in order, because when they did, when Cordell walked back to the line, the only person that had a shirt on still was Rob. So I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, they talk. I like both of them a lot in this conversation. I think this couple could work, because I think Miguel has just the right amount of like chill energy. And they even said, like, he's ice and she's fire. And, like, that is very much so the case. And then they just,
I think they can cool each other off and pick each other up when they need to. Like, when Miguel needs to step it up a little bit, Leah's fiery attitude can help that. And when he needs to chill her down because she's going too much, she's doing too much, he can calm her down a little bit. So I'm not opposed to this couple. Not opposed to them. But they just started talking and keying, and he was like, I just want to let my intentions clear, which is what he does. Like, he is a mark your territory type of dude. And he likes to mark his territory. And he was like, she was like, what, you want to kiss me or something? And he was like, yep. And they did it. and they was kissing hard, and everybody walked out the door like, oh,
Everyone was like, oh.
oh,
And in
oh.
that moment, Nicole was like, well, I've made my decision. Everyone's like, good. Nicole's made her decision.
And Kendall
Good.
and Connor was like, oh, good shit.
And wait, no, because he's like, good shit. And then they just keep cutting back and forth
And him looking like
Miguel and Leah, and Connor just being like, it was like, he was like brooding, but like trying to be sexy, but like it wasn't working.
everything about that moment made me giggle and kick my feet in laughter. I was like, Connor, you are getting all the karma you deserve. You are getting all of, and he was like, it hurts to see her move on so fast. I was like, you thought that girl was gonna wait for you to leave first?
Boy, I was like, if you don't shut the fuck up, Connor, like,
oh god, it's so funny. She never liked you. She never liked you.
You were the rebound.
You dumped somebody who actually liked you for somebody who never liked you. Oh my! And you not just dumped a person, you embarrassed her and you tried to shade her every chance you got. I feel nothing but giddiness for seeing his downfall and the embarrassment. Oh, funny, hilarious. But we do have the recoupling happen. We did have a it was was it a conversation? Yeah, I'm talking about, was it a conversation with Rob and Cassidy? Did they have a cute little conversation?
Yeah, Rob and Cassidy have a bit of a conversation. Cassidy's just like, I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do right now. Like, she really didn't give Rob any sort of like direct indication of anything.
Right.
So
she made it known that she had two people who she was interested in. She was like, I just definitely have two people who I'm interested in, so I'm just trying to figure this out. Yada yada yada. But we get to the recoupling. We get the montage of everybody getting dressed and walking down, and they all look all hot. The girls look amazing and sexy walking down and walking into the fire pit. The boys are standing there, and the first person to get up is Serena, and she gets up
and she picks Aaron. No, of course she picked Cordell.
And obviously. I changed my heart. I took the Band-Aid off of the heart for them and gave them their heart back, because I do believe that they are on the mend of becoming more. And I hope either they both stay together in Casa or they both separate in Casa. That's my hope.
I hope they stay together. I have to go ahead and just say that, because I really enjoy this couple. I think they both balance each other in a very good way. They're both very camp. Like, Serena matches that now, because we've seen her like slowly getting more comfortable with both Cordell and like being in the villa. So it's very, very good. I love this couple.
Yes, I do too. I want them to stay together. I really do want them to stay together. But if something happens and one head gets turned, I hope both heads get turned so they don't feel one is not left hanging. Like, I can't. I don't think my heart could take it. My heart could not take it.
No. Well, we'll see. We've got 2 more days until Casa, and I'm nervous.
But we also, so the next person who went was Kayla. And she obviously picked Aaron, and nobody's surprised. And she talked about how well he would treat her mom, and I was like,
that's a little weird. But all right, Taylor.
All right, girl. All right. Then the next person to go was Nicole, and she stuck with Kendall. I was very happy.
Was so happy. So thrilled. They are becoming one of my favorite couples. I hope honestly, I feel the same way about these two as to how I feel about Serena and Cordell. I either need them to both stay together in Casa or both separate.
Yes.
Like I can't handle if they're
I
not.
need Kendall to get his trust issues together. I just need him to work that out. And
I feel like he is going to spiral in Casa.
Oh yeah, he's going to be his head turn, and he
either
just
that or he's going to be the one sulking in the corner, like I just want to go talk to Nicole. Because I can see either scenario happening.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be interesting to see. I hope her choosing him like this will give him that reassurance that he needs to relax and know that she is actually there for him, because that's all I need for him to do. I need him to relax. I need him to calm down.
He needed her to choose him at a recoupling. And I think that, and now that we have that, I think they'll be okay. So
let's hope.
I hope
so too. But up next was Cassidy, and
I had no clue how this
I had no
was
clue
going to go, because they really didn't give us any sort of indication, I guess, other than the one actual conversation we saw her have.
Mm-hmm. And she decided to go with Rob, and I was like, dang it. It's the only reason I wanted her to pick Connor, not because I wanted Connor to stay, or not because I wanted Connor there.
Yeah.
It's because I did not want Rob to make it to Casa.
I didn't
need
either.
Rob to make it to Casa.
I honestly, I feel like I'm going to talk about vote scenarios later. I'm going to put a pin in this, but I have a comment about Rob in that dumping that I want to talk about later. But yeah, I was like, if this gets Cassidy to Casa, then fine. Is kind of where I'm at with it, because I'm really starting to like Cassidy a lot.
Agreed. But then up next was Liv, and Liv was going through.
I did feel so bad for Liv here, because after seeing, like, she's midway through, we know who Leah's gonna pick, we know who Janae's gonna pick, so it's kind of like, because neither of them want anything to do with Connor, so like if Connor was gonna make it through this dumping, Liv knew it was all, after Cassidy picked Rob, Liv knew it was all on her. I felt so bad for Liv.
But she didn't. She picked Nigel.
I'm thrilled for it. I think there is not a snowball's chance in hell this couple makes it through Casa together.
No. Oh, no.
And I'm going to say that also with the caveat of if they make it to Casa.
Right.
I'm really, I'm going to put a pin in that too, but I am really worried.
Up next was my girl Janae. And Janae finally got her lick back. Gave her speech. Was like, this was the easy decision for me. I didn't have to think about it at all. This person came in and made me feel like I wanted to feel and how I needed to feel since the beginning. And so, therefore, I am picking Kenny.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna say. I think this gets her to Casa. I support any option that she has.
Yes.
Coming out of Casa. If she finds someone in Casa, I hope she finds someone. If she stays with Kenny, I hope that is exactly what she wants, because I want nothing but what Janae wants.
Absolutely. If she sticks with Kenny, Kenny better be single Pringle coming out of Casa. He better be looking
And
for
I'm a
her.
little worried, which is why, honestly, this is another
I
couple where I'm
think
like, I either need them to stay together or I need them both to find someone in Casa.
I need Janae. I need Janae to find somebody in Casa if that's the case. I need Kenny,
Yeah,
if he finds somebody or not, I'm okay. I just
yeah,
need Janae to find somebody because I don't think Kenny is going to come out of Casa single Pringle. I just don't.
no,
I think
I don't
Janae
either.
needs to find somebody in Casa that is so much more her speed.
We'll see. I mean, there'll be what, 5 or 6 options, so
Yeah,
we'll see.
let us hope. And then, of course, Leah picks Miguel, which after
Of
that
course,
kiss, duh,
obviously, if the options
obviously,
when the options were Miguel or Connor,
Connor, obviously. And everybody's over there crying because
I was gonna say, get to your favorite slide, Lana.
this is the best part of the episode for me. Seeing that man just standing there like, I guess it's me. You think? Bye. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. And I love it. I love Janae used his words that he was trying to be so shady for and used it
Oh, I
back at
loved
him.
it.
I loved it. I loved him standing up there by himself. I feel nothing but glee and joy to see this man walk out of the villa. And everybody can cry and they can put them stupid shorts on the wall. I'm like, ugh, ugh. I'm not touching nobody's booty shorts. Not doing it. Uh, ew. But the fact, I don't know if you caught it, but I'm sure people saw it when he was leaving and everybody was hugging and crying. Janae was off to the side, chilling and smiling. I'm like,
Janae was literally like, when they did the group hug, Janae was like on the edge of the group hug. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
that seems correct. That seems correct.
Yes.
And
But
I loved every second of it. But let's talk about Casa Amor. Because it's
okay.
coming in 2 days. We got 2
So
days
it's
left.
so it's what, Monday? Monday is
Yes.
concert? Yeah. So
Yes.
Sunday is the dumping,
Yep.
presumably, because we had a compatibility vote.
Yep.
So presumably one of our 7 couples is going to get dumped, and or it's probably going to be singles again. I don't know if it'll be a full couple. I feel like it could be, especially going into Casa. I feel like it could be singles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm worried for Liv.
Me too.
I'm really, really worried for Liv. I feel like, especially if Leah and Miguel are safe, I'm worried for Liv. Because honestly, given our track record with Leah, I could see her trying to throw Liv under the bus the same way she did Andrea. Not saying she did, because it was a group decision, but like the way that she spoke about Andrea in that, I could see her doing to Liv as well.
Taylor wouldn't go for that because I think Taylor is a Liv defender.
This is the scenario that makes me the most nervous, is if Liv and Kaylor are both in the bottom 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I could see. Honestly, right now, I think that the bottom 3 is going to be Liv and Nigel. I could see Aaron and Kaylor. It's really a 50-50. Not to bring back 50-50, God. But I think it could
Rob
go
and
either
Cassie
way with
could
them.
be down there too.
That's the other couple that I think could be down there. I think
maybe not even Aaron and Kaylor. It could be Janae and Kenny. They could have all 3 bombshells down there.
And that's why I voted for Janae and Kenny. I almost voted for Liv because I wanted to give her support because I do really like Liv. But Janae is finally in a couple that she likes, and I feel like Kenny can be consistent for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I voted for. I know you probably also voted for Janae for similar reasons.
Of course,
yeah.
absolutely.
So, I could see it being Janae and Kenny. I hope that people on the internet were really like, oh, Janae's finally found something good. Let's vote for Janae.
Right. And
Is
I
what
think
I'm hoping for.
what I'm hoping is that people learn from the last vote, because everybody thought that Janae had the votes because so many people were talking about how they would go vote for Janae. And then people started splitting their votes like, well, Janae got so many votes, so it's not going to be her. I'll give my
Janae doesn't
votes
need
to.
it. I'll vote
Right.
for Serena.
I'll vote for
Like,
Serena, or I'll vote for Leah because I don't think,
yeah.
she needs those. So I hope people learned and was like, no, we can't say Janae has the votes. We just need to go and give her the
Especially when we
votes.
all only have one vote. Like, if I
Right.
had 10 votes or something, like, the bulk would have been on Janae for sure. But I definitely would
Absolutely.
have thrown some Liv's way. I would have thrown some to Serena and Cordell for sure. Because those are my 3 favorite couples right now. But I'm really worried for Liv. And I'm especially worried for Liv if Taylor and Aaron are also in the bottom. Because if Liv doesn't have Taylor as her, and especially if it's Liv, Taylor, and Janae in the bottom. Because if it's all 3 of them, Liv does not have a single advocate in that group. And I see them potentially dumping Liv because Taylor and Aaron have a stronger connection. Because I don't think Serena will let Janae get dumped. Unless, I don't see a scenario where Serena and Cordell are in the bottom. I don't. I think they are the safest couple by far. So.
All I know is Costa's happening. I can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
We get to experience this all.
So many more names.
So many more names. So many more pictures.
So many more names. I'm
not going to remember half the names because only the ones who staying. Like, baby, are you staying or are you going?
We might need to make Akasa more.
We'll make Akasa more graphic sheet. So with
I was
all
gonna
of
say
the
like
people on there,
cast graphic. I'm gonna need a cast graphic for Casa because I'm not gonna be able to.
I'm not gonna remember their names.
No.
And then the ones that don't
like
even
that
stay.
one in the pink bikini on that one day. That one, because there's gonna be a pink bikini.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a yellow one.
Cassidy wore it today. Cassidy wore it in this episode. So
period. So, but that's what we are looking forward to this week. And so we're gonna After Sun is tonight, so we won't talk about After Sun tomorrow, but we will be back here on Monday to talk about Sunday's episode where one of these couples or two people probably will be dumped from.
They didn't say explicitly there was going to be a dumping, so I assume if there's going to be one, we'll hear it on After.
They said somebody will be vulnerable. They said couples will be vulnerable. So
okay,
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when whoever's vulnerable for not being compatible. Maybe they'll be. I don't know.
I hope it ends up turning into something where like the most compatible couple gets like.
I
wouldn't mind seeing like the Hideaway at this.
The Hideaway can come back, but then if they
put
Aaron and Taylor in the Hideaway, I'm gonna just gag.
I would just hope in that scenario that it would be Serena and Cordell because I think that could be really, really helpful for them, especially going into Casa. So.
I wonder who's going to fight right before they go to Casa and then can't talk before, because remember that happens every year. It seems like somebody always fights.
I feel like I know exactly who it's gonna be.
Who's gonna fight and then go to Casa?
I think it's gonna be Liv and Nigel. Because we even heard Liv, like honestly, Liv didn't have a ton of options in this recoupling. And even then she was like
Connor.
She could have picked Connor, but that's literally just a friendship couple because I don't think we've literally ever seen them in a romantic setting at all.
I would have picked though. I would have picked a friendship couple so we can both talk about it.
That's what I would have done too.
I'm like friendship couple. We talk and just if we go to Casa, we both going looking for somebody and we're not coming back without each other. So pick somebody.
But I don't think if here's the thing. I think if Liv had recognized that Connor was in danger before the recoupling, because I feel like she assumed that Cassidy was going to pick Connor. That's at least from her reaction. That's kind of the energy I was getting. And then I think in that scenario, she picks Rob. I think she keeps Rob safe.
Yeah. And let Nigel go.
And lets Nigel go. Yeah. I think that's the scenario we see in that. And I
But why
think
not
that's
pick
what
Connor? If that was the situation, why pick not? If you saw her pick Rob,
because
pick
she
Connor.
talked about, because she's had some sort of like connection to Nigel. They kissed in the game, like, and she was like, the kiss wasn't great, but I've been so used to like cutting things off immediately. I think she just wanted to explore it with Nigel. And I think if Rob had been an option for her to explore with, I think she might have taken that chance. And that could have ended up more as a friendship couple too. Let them both get to Costa do their thing, similar to the Connor scenario. But I just feel like, I don't know. I think Liv could be like, yeah, I'm not really feeling you. And it wouldn't necessarily be a fight, but it would be like her telling Nigel that he's not giving her what she needs or something. Like, I could see something like that happening.
I just want to know who will fight. That's it.
Watch it be Aaron and Kaylor.
That would be hilarious. And then
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad. They can't make up.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. But whatever happens, we'll be back to talk about it.
Yes, God.
Join us next week when we're here on Monday to talk about Sunday's episode.
Yep.
And
we're here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep. Talking all things Love Island. So hit the notification bell, hit the subscriptions, and let us, we appreciate you doing all those things.
All the things.
Join our other channels as well. We got 3 other channels you can join. Go click our link tree. All those links are in that description below, as well as our audio podcast links and our membership channel links. You can also join us on our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can join Logan and myself on if you want, or you can get your cup merch and all of that. So do all the things. Join us for Love Island. We'll be back. And cheers, y'all.
Cheers. We both did pretty good.
I think I was right.
Yeah.